I shot my daughter in the leg that night, right through the silk of her bridesmaid's dress, and watched the champagne flute shatter against the dock as she screamed into the humid Michigan summer air. It wasn't murder, not yet, but the blood pooling like spilled Merlot on the weathered pine boards felt like the first honest thing I'd done in years. My wife,
Ellen,
collapsed beside her, sobbing not for the girl, but for the life we'd all pretended was whole. Her hands clawing at the air like she could rewind the bullet back into the gun. I'd come early to the lake house that July afternoon, 2 days before the family reunion that was supposed to stitch us back together after the divorce papers I'd signed in a haze of bourbon and bad advice. The old cabin on Torch Lake squatted under a sky bruised purple by an incoming storm, the kind that rolls off Lake Michigan like God's own hangover. I parked my beat-up Ford F-150 in the gravel drive, the engine ticking down like a bomb defusing itself, and hauled my duffel from the cab. The air smelled of pine sap and algae, that familiar rot that always made my gut twist. 15 years of Thanksgivings and Fourths here, back when lies were just white ones. The screen door creaked open before I could knock, and there was Ellen, her face a ruin of mascara rivers, eyes red as the wine she'd probably drowned in last night. She froze, one hand on the frame, the other clutching a dish towel like a lifeline. Jack?
You're
early. Her voice cracked. Not surprise, but something uglier, dread. Behind her, in the great room where we'd hung the kids' finger paintings turned heirlooms, I heard the pop of a cork and laughter like shattering glass. Lily, my daughter, 22 and radiant as a fresh scar,
clinked glasses with.
Who? Not her fiancé. Not yet arrived.
No.
It was him.
Richard Hale.
My old partner. The snake who'd slithered into our lives 5 years back with venture capital and velvet lies. I dropped the duffel. It hit the floor with a thud that echoed like judgment. What's the occasion? I asked, stepping inside, my boots tracking like mud across the rag rug Ellen's mom had woven. Lily turned, flute midway to her lips, her smile freezing into something porcelain and false. She was all long legs and honey hair, the spitting image of Ellen at that age, but with my jawline sharp enough to cut through bullshit.
Dad. Hey.
Stranger. She set the glass down, gliding over like we hadn't spent the last year in radio silence, her arms wrapping around me in a hug that smelled of Chanel No. 5 and desperation. We were just celebrating. Richard lounged on the leather sectional, legs crossed, his $1,000 loafers gleaming like they owned the place. He raised his glass, that patronizing smirk curling his lip. Jack. Good to see you upright. Heard you were. Recovering. That's what they called it when you claw your way out of a federal pen after doing 18 months for a crime that wasn't yours. Wire fraud,
they said.
Embezzlement from the firm Hale and I had built from nothing in that shitty Detroit strip mall office. But it was Lily who'd cooked the books, my golden girl, skimming client funds to feed her coke habit and that influencer dream she chased like a junkie after a vein. I'd found the discrepancies one night, spreadsheets glowing on her laptop like accusations, and instead of calling her out, I'd confessed. Signed the plea, took the fall, told the feds it was me siphoning for a gambling debt. Because that's what fathers do.
Right?
Protect their own, even when they're venomous little shits. Ellen pulled away, wiping her face with a towel. Jack, we need to talk. Alone. But Lily was already talking, her voice a babble of deflection. It's nothing big, Dad.
Just.
Richard's firm bought out the last of your shares today. Clean slate for everyone. She beamed, like she'd handed me a winning lotto ticket instead of the pink slip on my soul. My shares. The last thread of Hale and Associates, the cybersecurity startup we'd bootstrapped through the '08 crash. Me coding nights while Ellen waitress doubles. Richard had muscled in during the boom, promising growth, delivering poison.
And now,
with me disbarred and broke, he'd consolidated everything, including, it seemed, my family. I laughed. A bark that tasted like ash. Clean slate? That's rich. Coming from you. My eyes locked on Lily. And in that moment, I saw it, not the girl I'd raised on Little League fields and lakeside barbecues, but the viper who'd whispered in Richard's ear, who'd testified against me in whispers to the prosecutors, painting me as the deadbeat dad who'd always resented her success. Ellen grabbed my arm, nails digging in. Not here. Please. But I shook her off, striding to the liquor cabinet, the one I'd stocked with Maker's Mark last summer. The bottle was half empty, fingerprints smudged on the glass. Lily's?
probably.
I poured a tumbler.
Neat.
And turned back. Tell me why you're crying.
Ellen.
And why our daughter's toasting with the man who fucked us all. She crumpled then, sliding down the wall until she sat on the hardwood.
Knees to chest.
It's over.
Jack.
Everything. Lily. She told me about the baby. Baby. The word hit like a sucker punch. Lily's hand fluttered to her flat belly, and Richard's smirk faltered. Just a twitch. Not his. Then.
No.
The math didn't add up. Her wedding was months off, and he'd been in her orbit for years. But this was fresh wreckage. Whose? I whispered. But I knew.
Tommy Ruiz.
Her college ex. The lowlife dealer who'd introduced her to the powder that started it all. The one I'd bailed out of county lockup twice, thinking I was saving her. Lily's eyes darted to Richard, then back. It doesn't matter. I'm handling it.
Ellen vailed.
You're 16 weeks along. Lily. And Richard. He said he'd take care of the firm. But now he's pulling funding for the wedding, saying it's fiscally irresponsible. He wants me out of the house in Detroit.
2.
Says it's company property now. Richard stood,
Smoothing his tie.
Business. Ellen. You know how it is. Jack's conviction tainted the brand. Investors are skittish. Tainted. Like I was the stain, not the scapegoat. I set the glass down. Slow. Feeling the rage coil in my chest like a spring under too much torque. You bought my shares without telling me, while I'm still cooling off from your setup. He shrugged. That Ivy League nonchalance. You signed the proxy last year.
Jack.
In the plea deal. Remember? For the family's sake. Lily's words. Fed to me through tear-streaked calls from the jailhouse phone. Sign it, Dad. It'll protect Mom. Protect us. Lies. All of it. The storm broke then. Rain lashing the windows like accusations.
Ellen rökt.
Murmuring prayers she'd abandoned after her Catholic upbringing. Lily poured another flute. Defiant. Her free hand on her belly like a shield. And me? I felt the .38 in my glove box calling. The one I'd kept loaded since the day the marshals slapped cuffs on me in front of the office Christmas party. That night, as thunder rolled like artillery, I slipped out to the dock. The one where Lily had learned to swim. her toddler giggles echoing over the water. Ellen followed, barefoot and shivering, wrapping her cardigan tight.
Jack. Don't.
She's our daughter. Our daughter, I echoed, tasting the bile. The one who framed me? Who let me rot so she could play house with that prick? Ellen sank onto the Adirondack chair, the wood groaning under her. It wasn't like that. She was scared. The drugs. Richard promised to get her clean, cover the audits if she pointed the finger at you.
Said it was temporary.
A way to keep the family intact. Intact. The word mocked me. We'd met at a Tigers game in '98. Ellen in a foam finger, and me nursing a Labatt Blue. Both broke kids from blue-collar stock. Built a life on grit, me grinding code. Her in real estate flips. Lily came along. Our miracle after 2 miscarriages. And we poured everything into her. College fund before a down payment. Private tutors while we ate ramen. And she'd repaid us with ledgers full of ghosts. I covered for her. Ellen. Told the feds I was the gambler. The thief. Lost my license. My reputation. Everything. And you? You visited twice. Sent lilies to the cell like it was a fucking funeral. She wept harder. The rain mingling with tears. I was ashamed. Of her. Of us. Richard. He was there.
Steady.
Said he'd fix it if I stayed quiet. Quiet. The betrayal sank deeper. A knife twisting. My wife. Betting the enemy under our own roof while I broke rocks in Gray Bar, Hotel Hell. From the house. Lily's laughter floated out. Brittle now. Toasting again with Richard over takeout, lo mein, and lies. I stood, the dock swaying under the waves. Go inside, I told Ellen. Before I do something we'll all regret. She didn't move. What are you planning?
Jack.
Revenge. The word hung unspoken, electric as the lightning forking the sky. Not the Hollywood kind, with car chases and monologues.
No.
This would be slow, American as apple pie and arsenic, methodical, messy, leaving stains that never bleach out. I left her there, sodden and small, and drove into town, the wipers slapping rhythm like a metronome to madness. At the all-night Walmart in Bel Air, I bought black duct tape, zip ties, and a box of .38 hollow points. Back at the lake house, the lights burn low, silhouettes shifting like players in a bad dream. Lily was in the guest room, scrolling her phone, belly barely showing under the tank top. She looked up, startled. Dad, can't sleep? Sit, I said, voice calm as a loaded chamber. She did, perching on the quilt my mom had sewn.
He sat opposite,
the bed frame creaking. Tell me about the baby. Her face crumpled, the mask slipping. Tommy's. From last fall, before rehab. I didn't know till after the plea. Richard. He flipped when I told him. Said it'd ruin the optics for the merger. Optics. My daughter. Reduced to a PR problem. And Mom? You let her think it was his. She shrugged, tears welling. It was easier. He was paying for everything, the ring, the venue. But now he's bailing, saying I'm damaged goods. Damaged.
Like me?
After her lies. I leaned forward, voice low. You know what you did to me, Lily? In that courtroom. Your silence was louder than any testimony. She met my eyes. Defiant spark flickering. You were always the hero.
Dad.
Taking the fall?
It was your choice.
I begged you not to. Liar. But in her gaze, I saw the flicker, the girl who'd once baked me mud pies. Now a woman who'd trade souls for a spotlight. Get some rest, I said.
Standing.
Big day tomorrow. As I closed the door, Richard's voice drifted from the master suite, low and coaxing. Ellen's murmur followed,
Soft.
yielding. The storm raged on, and in my chest, the plan took root. Expose them all, one fracture at a time. Start with Richard's secrets, the offshore accounts I'd glimpsed in the ledgers. The ones Lily had missed when she doctored the books. Then Lily's, the text to Tommy, the dealer network she tapped for party favors that funded her spree.
Ellenes complicity.
Her fair logs in that damn dish towel embroidery code she'd used to hide notes. But revenge isn't clean. It's a mirror, reflecting your own rot. And as I loaded the .38 by flashlight in the mudroom, finger tracing the grip worn smooth from range days with my old man, I wondered if I'd become the monster they already saw. Morning broke gray and sodden, the lake flat as a corpse. Ellen made coffee, avoiding my eyes, while Lily nursed a mimosa and scrolled wedding inspo on her iPad. Richard emerged last, crisp in chinos, announcing a team meeting on the deck, code for divvying up the spoils. I played along, sipping Black Joe, letting their words wash over me like rain on tin. Richard droned about synergies and rebranding, Lily nodding like a bobblehead, Ellen silent as a ghost. But under the table, my phone buzzed, a text from an old contact at the SEC. The one I'd greased with IPAs during depositions. Got the files. Offshore in Caymans. Send the signal. The signal. A single email. CC'd to the board. The feds. And Richard's wife back in Grosse Pointe, the one who'd never known about his business trips to our bed. I waited till he leaned back, smug, toasting the new chapter. Then, casual as checking scores, I hit send. His phone lit up first, then Lily's. Pings like incoming doom. Faces paled, eyes darting. What the fuck? Richard snarled, scrolling. Insurance, I said, voice steady. You thought I'd go quietly? Ellen gasped, hand to mouth. Lily bolted up, chair scraping. Dad.
No.
That'll tank everything. Everything, I echoed, standing slow. Like you tanked me? The deck trembled under a fresh gust, waves slapping the pilings below. Richard lunged for his phone, but I was faster, yanking the .38 from my waistband, leveling it at his chest.
Seat.
Down. He froze. Hands up. That smirk gone sour. Jack.
Easy.
We're family now.
Family.
The word ignited something primal. I swung the barrel to Lily, her eyes wide, belly clutched. You first. Tell Mom the truth. All of it. She backed against the railing, tears streaming.
I
did the books. Skimmed for the parties, the trips. Tommy supplied, but it was me. Dad found out, confessed to cover. Richard knew, used it to push him out.
Ellen måned.
Collapsing into a chair. You let him go to prison? Our Jack. Richard sneered. Collateral. Business is war.
Ellen.
Jack was weak, always playing night.
Weak.
The accusation burned. I'd coded their empire from a basement, debugged nightmares while Ellen miscarried in silence. Weak.
No. Betrayed.
War, I murmured, thumbing the hammer. Then, let's end it. The shot cracked the air, splintering the deck rail inches from Richard's hand. Wood chips flew, and he yelped, scrambling back. Lily screamed,
Ellen var rädd.
but I felt alive, electric, unbound. Next one's in a knee, I said.
Talk.
Or walk with a limp. What followed was confession's ugly symphony, Richard admitting the affair, the coercion, the merger rigged to bury me, Lily spilling the baby's due date, Tommy's threats to expose her if she aborted.
Ellen.
Broken, revealing she'd known about the skimming months before, buried it for peace.
Peace.
The lie that chained us. As sirens wailed distant, neighbors 911. No doubt, I herded them inside. Zip ties from the Walmart bag biting into wrists. The .38 stayed hot in my palm, a talisman against the unraveling. But in Lily's eyes, as I bound her to the dining chair, I saw not just fear, but pity. You're just like him now, Dad.
Grandpa.
The one who beat Mom till she bled. Her words landed like shrapnel. My father, the drunk millworker who'd swung belts for less than a backtalk. The cycle I'd sworn to break. Doubt flickered. Was this justice? Or just rage in a father's skin? The cops burst through an hour later. Floodlights carving shadows like accusations. I didn't resist, dropped the gun. Hands up. The prodigal returned to chains. But as they cuffed me, Richard smirking from the ambulance gurney, I whispered to Lily, bound and pale, this isn't over. Blood calls to blood. In the squad car, rain streaking the windows, I smiled for the first time in years. Revenge? It was just round one. Solitary in Antrim County Jail was a concrete coffin, 8 by 10, with a slit of window framing the same gray sky that mocked Torch Lake's turquoise lie. They processed me quick, prints, mugshot, the works, while the news chopper thup-thupped overhead, feeding the 6 o'clock feed, Lake House standoff, disgraced tech exec turns gun on family. Ellen's sister, the lawyer from Traverse City, bailed me out by dawn, her face pinched like she'd bitten a lemon. You're lucky it was just charges.
Jack.
Assault with a deadly, reckless endangerment. Richard's pressing full force.
Lucky.
I laughed, dry as the holding cell's air. Tell him to bring it. I've got nothing left to lose. She drove me back to the lake house in her Prius, silent miles ticking like a fuse. The cabin loomed, yellow tape fluttering like party streamers from hell. Cops had cleared the scene, but the blood lilies, from the graze I'd given her thigh when she lunged for the phone, stained the dock eternal. Go home, Jack, Aunt Meg said,
Killing the engine.
to Detroit. Start over. Before you drag us all under. Home. The word soured. Detroit was foreclosed brownstone and echoes, the firm's ghost haunting every corner. But I nodded, pocketed the keys she'd slipped me, Ellen's mercy, or trap, and waited till her taillights faded before circling back. Inside, the air hung heavy with bleach and betrayal. I rifled drawers, pocketing Ellen's Valium stash and Lily's laptop, the one with the encrypted drive I'd taught her to password as a teen. Upstairs, the master bath mirror reflected a stranger, stubble shadowing the scar from a bike wreck in '03. Eyes hollow as spent casings. I showered cold, scrubbing off the night's grime. But the rage clung like damp rot. Downstairs, Richard's briefcase sat forgotten by the sectional. Monogrammed leather mocking me. I popped the latches, contracts, NDAs. And there, buried in a subfolder labeled Legacy, digital copies of my plea agreement, annotated with Lily's notes. Dad's signature here, forged if needed.
Forged.
The bitch had planned it from jump. My phone buzzed, burner I'd grabbed at the county store. Tommy Ruiz. Heard about the show.
Need to talk.
Meet at the Pines.
10 Uhr morgens. Tommy.
The ghost from Lily's past. Bandito charm, hiding dealer fangs. Last I'd seen him, he was slinging baggies at a U of M frat bash. Lily giggling on his arm like it was love. I'd pulled her out that night, grounded her for a month, but the hook was set. The Pines was a dive bar off US 131, neon sign flickering open like a liar's promise. I slid into a booth at 9:55, nursing a Bud Light from the tap. Tommy rolled in at 10 sharp. Leather jacket over a Pistons tee, tats snaking up his neck like barbed wire. He was Mex-AM stock, broad as a fridge, with eyes that laughed even when they shouldn't. Jack fucking Hale, he drawled, sliding in opposite. Or is it just Jack now? Heard you painted the town red last night. News travels, I said, pushing a 20 across the scarred Formica. What do you want, Tommy? He pocketed the bill, leaned in, voice low over the jukebox's twang of Hank Jr. Your girl. She's carrying my kid.
Man.
And that suit, Richard? He's whispering about options. Clinics in Toledo. No questions. Options. Code for scraping Lily clean. Like the ledgers she bled dry. She tell you that?
Nah.
But I got ears. And eyes on her Insta, that bump's showing now. He pulled out his phone. Swiping to a screenshot. Lily at a bridal shower. White dress tinted slight. Caption blessed. She's scared.
Jack.
Hiding behind Daddy's gun now. Daddy's gun. The words stung, but I masked it with a sip. What are you after? Custody? Child support from a felon. Tommy chuckled. Dark and warm.
Nah.
Payback. Richard stiffed me on a deal last year, supposed to launder some crypto through the firm for my associates. Ghosted me after. Left me holding $10K in hot Bitcoin.
Crypto.
The firm's side hustle. The one I'd coded the wallets for. Blind to the dirt. Richard's genius. Clean tech facade over money laundering mud. You got proof. He slid a USB drive across.
Tiny as a sin.
Transactions. Timestamps. Your daughter's fingerprints all over the approvals. She signed off as exec assistant. Thought it was play money for her feeds. Lily. Deeper in than I'd dreamed. I pocketed the drive. The weight like lead. And the baby? Tommy's laugh died. I want in.
Or out clean.
Tell Richie if he pushes the abort. My crew pushes back. Hard. Threats layered like onions, peeling to blood. I nodded.
Standing.
I'll handle it.
Outside.
The lot baked under a climbing sun. Semis rumbling south on 131 like metal herds. I drove aimless.
Windows down.
Wind whipping the betrayal raw. Ellen's texts piled up. Come home. Please. We can fix this.
Fix.
Like duct tape on a bullet hole. I ghosted her. Heading north instead, to Petoskey. where Richard's summer cottage rotted on Little Traverse Bay. Public records hack from my coder days. Address. Alarm code, his birthday. Lazy fuck. The place was a McMansion knockoff. Cedar shakes and widow's walks. Lake view worth millions. I parked a block over. Hiked in through the dunes. Sand gritty in my sneakers. Inside. It smelled of stale cigars and solarium neglect. His office was upstairs. Oak desk piled with merger docs. I booted his desktop. Password LilyBear69, Christ and Oven. Emails to offshore brokers. Wire transfers to Shell Corps in Panama. And photos. Lily. Topless on silk sheets. Time-stamped during my arraignment week. Richard's dick pic replies. Emojis like punctuation on perversion. Rage boiled fresh. I downloaded it all to a thumb drive, then torched the hard drive in the fireplace. Deniable fire. Blamed on wiring. As flames licked plastic, my phone rang unknown. Jack. Lily's voice.
Small.
Where are you? Mom's freaking. Richard's lawyered up. Talking restraining orders.
Good, I said.
Let him sweat. Silence. Then a sob.
Dad.
The baby's kicking. I felt it last night. After. You know. It's real.
Real.
The word humanized her. Cracked my armor. You should have thought of that before the lies.
I know.
But Richard, he's not the father.
Tommy is.
And he's crazy.
Dad.
If you don't stop this, he'll hurt us all.
Us.
The family she'd fractured. Sleep tight.
Kiddo.
Daddy's coming home. I hung up. The cottage suddenly claustrophobic. Drove south. Mind mapping the endgame. Leaked the files to the journal. Anonymously. Tipped the DEA on Tommy's crew. Traces of coke residue in Lily's laptop forensics. Confront Ellen with the affair pics. Force her to choose. But choice is illusion in revenge's grip. Back at the lake house by dusk, I found it dark.
Door ayar.
Inside. Ellen waited. Bottle of Pinot in hand. Face gaunt. Meg told me you bailed. I called off the cops. Richard's dropping charges if you sign the NDA. Full silence. NDA. Gag on truth. I snatched the bottle. Swigged deep. And Lily, she's with him. At the motel in town. Said she needs space.
Space.
Or strategy. I paced the kitchen. Linoleum sticky from spilled champagne. Show me the papers. She did. Trembling fingers unfolding legalese. Buried in Clause 17, a payout, $50K. Wired to my account. Severance for past services. Bribe blood money. Fuck that, I snarled, crumpling it. You think cash erases prison chow and conjugals denied? Ellen flinched. What do you want? Jack. Absolution? She's our blood.
Blood.
The tie that bound and blinded. I grabbed her chin. Forcing eye contact, our old rough play turned interrogation. The truth. Did you fuck him here? In our bed. Tears welled. But she nodded.
Twice.
After visits.
He
comforted me. Comfort. The knife plunged. I released her. Storming out to the dock. The lake black as ink. Waves lapped gentle now. Mocking the storm's fury. In the distance, town lights twinkled, normalcy's taunt. Hours passed in numb vigil. Stars pricking the void. Footsteps crunched gravel. Tommy. Jacket slung over shoulder. Flask glinting. Couldn't stay away. Huh. I stood. .38 in pocket like a secret. What now? He joined me, offering the flask. Tequila. Sharp as regret. Your call, old man. But that USB? It's a bomb. Tick-tock. We talked then. Two fathers in the dark. Trading war stories. His pop deported in '89.
Minas built scars.
Common ground in pain. Lily's not bad, he said finally. Misled. Like we all were. Misled. By Richard Silvertongue. Ambition's acid. Help me end it, I said. Clean. He grinned. Wolfish. For the kid? Yeah. Dawn crept slow, gilding the water. We parted with a nod, no hugs. Just packed. Back inside. Ellen slept curled on the couch.
Vulnerability stark.
I covered her with the Afghan, fingers lingering. Love's ghost. Stubborn as weeds. The day blurred. Drive to Detroit. Pawn the Rolex Richard had gifted me post-plea for bus fare. Met my old coder buddy.
Right.
In a Ferndale coffee shop, beards and burnout. Files look solid, he said. Laptop glowing. One push. And Hale's empire crumbles.
SSC?
IRS. The works. Do it, I said. But hold the affair stuff. That's personal. Personal. The line I towed. Blurring fast. Afternoon found me at the firm, Hale and Associates. Rebranded Hale Dynamics. My name sandblasted off the door. Security buzzed me up. Residual access. Irony's gift. Richard's corner office overlooked the Ambassador Bridge. Windsor skyline hazy. He was there. On a call.
Back to door.
I slipped in silent. Locked it.
He spun.
Face ashen. You crazy son of a... I pressed the .38 to his temple. Cold steel kissing skin.
Seat.
He did. Chair wheeling back. Jack. Listen. The deal's off.
Lily's with me.
We can. Lily's a pawn. I cut in. Like I was. Tommy's kid. Your mess. You laundered for cartels. Richard. Use my code. My baby girl as mule. His eyes darted, calculating. Proof. I tossed the USB on the desk. Play it. He didn't. Instead. Slow smile. You're right. But here's the twist. Ellen knew. Signed the first wire herself. Desperate for the lake house Reno. The private schools. Your saint, co-conspirator. The room tilted.
Ellen.
My rock. Forged in the same fire? Liar. Call her. He nodded to the phone. Ask about the Cayman account. Ease nest. I did.
Speaker on.
Ellen picked up groggy. Jack, where? The account. Ease nest. Yours. Silence. Then whisper.
For us.
The family. It was supposed to be seed money. Clean.
Clean.
The lie universal. I hung up. Barrel steady. Why? Richard leaned in. Defiant. Because winners write history.
Jack. You?
Hero act got you stripes.
Me?
I build. Build. On bones. My finger tightened. Visions of Lily's birth. Ellen's scream. My vow to protect. But protection's price was this. A man broken. pointing a gun at his mirror. Sirens again. Faint, his PA. No doubt. I pistol-whipped him light. Just enough stars. Then bolted. Down fire stairs. Into the lot. Heart hammering like a V8. Freedom tasted like exhaust. But the net tightened. Evening. Motel on 8 Mile. Cash room smelling of smoke and regret. Tommy texted chords for meat. Abandoned warehouse off Joy Road. Detroit's Rust Belt graveyard. I arrived early. .38 chambered. He waited by a rusted Dodge. Crew of 3 shadows lurking. Brought back up, he said, clapping my shoulder. Cartel's twitchy. Your leak hit the wires, Richie scrambling.
Good.
Chaos my ally. We planned. Snatch Lily from the motel. Force a sit-down. Expose all. Let feds sort the wreckage. But plans fracture. As we rolled out, my phone lit. Lily.
Dad. Help.
Richard's taking me away. Airport now. Airport. Escape. I floored it. Tommy's truck tailing. DTW loomed. Lights like a false dawn. Through security chaos, Richard's private jet fueled. Lily dragged by elbow. Belly leading. I rammed the gate barrier. Horn blaring. Security swarmed, but Tommy's crew jammed radios. Old cartel trick. I burst onto tarmac. Rain slick. .38 drawn. Richard, he turned. Lily's shield. Gun from ankle holster pressed to her temple. Stay back.
Jack.
Or she bleeds first. Stalemate. Jets screaming overhead. Lily's eyes met mine, terror. But plea. End it. Dad. Tommy flinked. His piece out. Drop it.
Ese.
Or we all eat lead. The circle closed. American tragedy in miniature. Fathers.
Loa.
Liar. All armed with grudges. Wind whipped. Prop wash howling. My shot came first, winging Richard's shoulder. Lily ducking free. His fired wild, clipping Tommy's leg. The chaos erupted. Feds piling in from hangars. Bullhorns barking. I grabbed Lily, hauling her to cover behind a fuel truck. Her sobs hot on my neck. I'm sorry, she gasped. For everything. Sorry's cheap, I muttered, but held tight. Tommy covered, barking orders, his crew scattering like roaches. Cops closed, tasers popping. I tossed the gun. Hands up. Lily clinging. Richard writhed, cursing, blood sheening the asphalt. In the cruiser again. Lily beside. Miracle of mercy. I squeezed her hand. The baby's okay? She nodded. Tears salt. Kicking like you. Like me. The cycle. Unbroken. As cuffs clicked, I wondered, revenge won? Or just traded chains? Federal holding in Detroit's Wayne County was a step up from county, AC humming stale. Bunks with actual mattresses, but the isolation gnawed deeper. A psychic itch no scratch could reach. They separated us quick. Me to max SEC for the gun charges. Lily to protective custody. Her pregnancy, a shield thinner than tissue. Tommy vanished into ICU whispers, undocumented edges to his story catching official eyes. Richard? Golden parachute. Lawyered to the hilt. Out on bond by noon. Spinning tales of domestic dispute to the free press. Visitation came day 3. Plexiglass thick as regret. Ellen first, her face pressed to the slot. Lipstick smudged like war paint. Jack. The house is gone. Richard foreclosed. I'm crashing with Meg.
Gone.
Our nest. Egged with dreams. And Lily. Stable. At Henry Ford. Monitored.
She.
She named you in the will. If anything happens to her, your guardian.
Guardian.
To the grandchild of my sins. I pressed palm to glass. Her echo warm. Fight him.
Ellen.
The files, Raj leaked M. Feds are circling. She nodded. Fierce spark. I will. For her. For us. A beat. Then, I love you.
Jack. Still. Love.
Fractured. But adhesive. She left. And in walked the suit FBI. Badge gleaming. Nameplate. Agent Vasquez. Latina. Sharp as a switchblade. Mid-30s with eyes that dissected lies. Mr. Harlan, she said. Settling. Quite the reunion. Airport ballet. 2 DOAs avoided by millimeters. Self-defense. I grunted. Richard pulled first. She smiled.
Thin.
Witnesses say otherwise. But that's not why I'm here. The USB, your tip? It's gold. Hale's laundering op runs deep. Sinaloa ties. Election dark money. Your daughter's approvals? She's exposed. Lily. The pawn turned player. She was coerced. Vasquez leaned in. By Hale?
Sure. But you?
You coded the back doors. Knew the risks.
Knew.
The accusation landed. I'd seen anomalies, ghost transfers, but chalked to bugs. Not betrayal. Complicity by blindness. What do you want? Immunity. Testify. Full picture. The firm. The family. The Fall Guy Act. Testify. Rat out my blood for a get out of jail free. And Lily. Deal for her too. Manslaughter bump to misdemeanor if she flips on Tommy's network. Flip. The domino chain. I nodded slow. Paper it. She did. Stack sliding under the slot. I signed. Ink black as fate. Release came swift. House arrest. Ankle monitor blinking like a digital leash. Ellen picked me up in her Civic. Dented fender from Meg's garage. We drove silent to the suburbs. A rental in Livonia. Beige duplex. FHA special. Furnished with thrift ghosts. Inside. It smelled of new paint and takeout potential.
Ellen un pocket groceries. Cereal.
Milk. The basics, while I stared at walls blank as fresh code. Raj called, she said. Breaking quiet. Hale's stock tanked 40%. Boards ousting him.
Good.
Pyrrhic. But good. Lily. Out tomorrow. With you. If you want. Want. The word ward. Daughter. Destroyer. Now dependent.
Yeah.
Night fell soft. TV murmuring MSNBC. Hale's mugshot splashed. Tech titans fall. Ellen curled beside me on the sagging couch. Head on shoulder. Breath even. I stroked her hair. Old habit. But my mind raced. The baby's due in weeks. Tommy deported or dead. Richard plotting from some vineyard bunker. Sleep dodged me. Dreams of docks and blood. Woke to Ellen's whisper. She's here. Lily. Discharged early. Wheeled in by a nurse. Belly full moon under scrubs. She looked small. Stripped of makeup and masks. for bruise purpling her arm. Dad. I hugged awkward. Monitor beeping protest. Hey. Kid. The nurse left protocols, bed rest. No stress and gone. 3 of us. Orbiting like bruised planets. Ellen fussed. Tea. Toast. The maternal script. Lily picked at crusts. Eyes down. I'm sorry, she said finally. Voice thread. For the books. The lies.
Tommy.
It was stupid. Stupid. Understatement, colossal. Why?
Lil?
We gave you everything. She rubbed her belly. Wince crossing. Not everything. The pressure, your expectations, Mom's perfection. Richard promised escape. Glam.
Easy.
Then the baby. Trapped me.
Trapped.
Echo of my cell caught. I softened. Fraction. And now.
Now?
Scared shitless. Tears spilled. What if it's like us? Broken from jump.
Broken.
The fear universal.
Ellen knelt.
Hand on hers. Then we fix it. Together. Together. The vow tentative. Days blurred. Doctor runs to Beaumont. Ultrasounds grainy with kicks. Lily swelled. Moods tidal. Rage at Richard's voicemails blocked. Joy at sonograms naming Jack Jr. if boy.
Me?
I coded freelance. VPN gigs for startups. Ankle bracelet chafing like reminder. Vasquez checked in weekly. Coffee at the diner off Middlebelt. Hale's lawyering up.
Plea talks.
Your testimony seals it. Seals, I echoed. And Tommy? Extradited. Singing like Sinatra for reduced time. A pause. He asked about the baby. Wants visitation. Visitation. From a cell. Lily's call. Complicated. Her choice. Back home. Storm brewed. Richard's PI sniffing the rental. Notes on the door. Settle or suffer. I up security. Ring cams. Deadbolts. Paranoia American as apple pie. One night. Lightning cracking. Lily labored early. Contractions like contractions in a bad deal. Ellen drove, frantic, to the ER. Me shotgun. Monitor silent for once. Labor ward hummed chaos. Beeps. Cries. The primal push. Hours ground. Lily cursing my name. This is your fault. Dad.
Ellen må ping brau.
At 4:17 a.m. Cry pierced. Boy. 6 pounds, even. Red and raging. They named him Ethan. Neutral ground. Holding him. Tiny fist clutching my finger. Something shifted, rage receding. Tied out. He's perfect, I whispered. Lily. Exhausted glow.
Nodded.
Don't fuck it up. Dad. Humor. Dark thread. We laughed. Fragile. Discharge brought us home. Bassinet in the living room circus. Sleepless nights. Diapers like landmines. But cracks spidered. Ellen's phone buzzing late. Richard? She swore no. But shadows lingered. Week 2. Vasquez dropped the bomb. Hale's countering. Claims you orchestrated the leaks. Revenge porn on Lily to discredit. Got affidavits from his wife. Saying you threatened. Threatened. The gaslight twist. Bullshit. Legal.
Though.
Delays your immunity. And Lily's if she doesn't recant. Baby services sniffs around.
CPS.
The nuclear option. I stormed home. Found Ellen on the porch. Cigarette trembling, Habit from college. Tell me you're clean. She stamped it out. I am. But Richard. He called. Offered to drop it all if we sign the kid over. Stable home, he says. Sign over. Sell the soul anew. No. Lily overheard. From the rocker inside. Ethan nursing. What if he's right? We're messes. Dad. You with the gun. Mom with the secrets. Messes. The mirror again. I knelt. Eye level. We're family. Flawed. But fighting. Fighting. The word rallied. That night. We burned the bridge. I emailed Vasquez the affair pics. Personal no more. Weapon now. Richard's wife got CC. Tabloids blind. Fallout hit hurricane. Headlines screaming tech scandal. Affairs. Heists. Heirs. Richard hold up. Lawyers leaking denials. Lily's phone exploded. Influencer friends ghosting. Tommy's crew texting threats from Leavenworth. But Ethan cooed. Oblivious anchor. Holidays loomed. Thanksgiving. Ironic feast. We gathered at Meg's. Turkey and tension.
Lily Carvette tentative.
Knife steady. To new starts, she toasted. Grape juice for her. New starts. Optimism's gamble. Post-feast.
Piekulin.
My burner buzzed. Tommy. Contraband call. Congrats.
Abuelo. Kids mine.
But you're dad now. Watch the back. Richie's unhinged. Unhinged. The warning itched. Night. Patrolling the duplex yard. .38 holstered off monitor. I spotted the tail. Black SUV. Idling block over. Confrontation brewed. Dawn next. I slipped out early. Circling on foot. Found it. Plates fake. Driver dozing. Richard's PI.
Ex-cop face.
I wrapped the window. .38 subtle. Message for the boss. Back off. Or the wife gets the full gallery. He paled. Radioing retreat. Victory small. But sweet. Vasquez called noon. Hales folding. Plea. 15 years. Restitution. Your deal holds.
Holds.
The noose loosened. But loose ends frayed. Lily's therapy sessions.
Potskin kookgusts. LNSA meetings.
Affair amends. My coding. Rebuilding bite by bite. Christmas Eve. Snow dusting the eaves. Ethan's first laugh tinkled like bells. We strung lights. Old ornaments. Lily's clay handprint. Cracked but cherished. Ellen hummed carols. Off-key as ever. Lily snapped pics. Posting redemption arc. Brave facade. Midnight mass at St. Aloysius. Downtown spires piercing smog. Kneeling in pews worn smooth by sinners. I prayed, not for forgiveness, but strength. For the boy sleeping in Ellen's arms. Innocent freight.
Outside.
Flurries dancing. Richard's shadow loomed, literally. Figure in overcoat across the square. Watching. I met his gaze. Nodded once. Truce? Or taunt? He turned. Melting into night. The game. Eternal. New Year dawned crisp. Resolutions whispered. Lily enrolled online. Business degree ironic. Tommy wrote letters, crayon illiterate from Ethan. Supervised. Ellen sold the lake house remnants. Proceeds split clean.
Me?
I pitched a startup, cyber ethics firm. Harlan secure. Investors nibbled. Scars as cred. But revenge lingers. Low burn. One March morning, Vasquez texted Cords, "Meet at the old office. Now hail Dynamics Husk." I went. .38 license now. Inside. Echoes hollow. Richard waited. Gaunt in suit.
No es Mirk.
Jack. Voice raw. "It's over. I signed everything. The firm, yours if you want. Mine. The poison chalice."
Why?
He shrugged.
Hollow.
Lost the wife. The money. Lily. She visited. Told me about the kid. Said you're the real dad.
Real.
The word redeemed. I holstered. Extended hand. Walk away.
Rich.
Far. He took it.
Grip weak.
You win.
Win.
Pyrrhic scripture. We parted. Ghosts in glass towers. Spring bloomed. Ethan crawling chaos. Family therapy knit us. Arguments aired. Apologies raw. Lily's wedding cancelled. But Tommy's parole loomed. Co-parent dance pending. Graduation for her came June. Cap and gown over bump too? No. False alarm. But talk of future.
Me.
Standing tall. Scars badges. Revenge? Not victory. But survival. The lake house sold to strangers. But in dreams, I still hear the toast. The cry. The shot. Life. American gritty. Messy. Mended. Marching on. Yet in quiet nights. .38 cleaned ritual. I wonder, was the bullet mercy? Or madness? The debate.
Mine eternal.
Summer 26 hit Detroit like a furnace blast. Asphalt shimmering. The kind of heat that baked regrets into your skin and made AC units whine like overworked mules. Ethan was 6 months now. A roly-poly terror with Lily's eyes and Tommy's dimpled chin. Army crawling across the living room rug like he was storming Normandy. I'd rigged a playpen from PVC pipes and zip ties, budget MacGyver. Courtesy of YouTube tutorials and a father's paranoia. Lily scooped him up, cooing in that high-pitched trill that set my teeth on edge. But seeing her with him, it softened the edges of the hate I'd nursed like a bad liver.
Dada. Hebablid.
Fat fist waving a teething ring. Lily grinned over his head. The first real one since the hospital. Hear that? You're stuck with us. Old man. Old man. At 45. It landed like a gut punch. But I ruffled her hair, echo of kid days, and played along. Lucky me. Now pass the wipes. He's leaking again. Ellen watched from the kitchenette. Stirring mac and cheese on the hot plate, our staple since the duplex oven crapped out. Her laugh was lighter these days. Lines around her eyes, less canyon. More crinkle. AA had stuck, 6 months sober. Sponsor named Barb, who texted memes about 1 day at a time. We'd even shared a bed again.
Tentative.
No expectations, just bodies remembering the map of each other. Sex came slow, awkward at first, like relearning a language after exile. But it anchored us. Dinner in 5, she called. And Jack, Raj emailed, your pitch deck's got bites. VC from Ann Arbor wants a meet.
Bites.
The word thrilled. Cautious. Harlan Secure. Ethical hacking for small biz. Firewalls against wolves like Richard. I'd coded the prototype in stolen hours. Ethan's Gurgles soundtrack. When? Friday. Lunch at Zingerman's. Don't wear the Carhartt. It'll scare. Lily snorted, burping Ethan over her shoulder. Mom's right. You look like a trucker philosopher. Philosopher. Closer than felon. The ankle monitor was off. Vasquez is doing post-testimony, but the ghost chafed psychic scars. Friday dawned muggy. Deli at Zingerman's, buzzing with suits and sandwiches. Raj met me there. Turban crisp. Handshake firm. They love the angle, redemption in code, but grill hard on scalability. The VCs were two. Woman in pearls. Man with a Wharton brogue. Over Rubens. They probed. Prison time. How's that playing boardrooms? Authenticity, I said. Meeting eyes. I built empires. Saw and burn from inside. Now I protect the little guys. They bought it, term sheet by dessert. 500K seed. Handshakes sealed. I texted Ellen. We tonight. Real steak. Her reply? Proud. Love you.
Love.
Reclaimed. Fragile. But fortune's fickle as a Michigan winter. Saturday. Pool party at Meg's, backyard oasis. Kiddies slide into the kiddie pool. Ethan splashed. Lily in a tankini that hid stretch marks like badges. Tommy's mom,
Rosa.
showed first meet. Awkward bridge over deported son. She was compact, silver-streaked, carrying tamales wrapped in foil. For the BBs, she said. Accent thick as mole. Hugged Lily fierce.
Then me.
Crucifix pressing my chest. You good man. Tommy say so.
Good.
The absolution warmed. We grilled brats. Beers cracked, mine and a. Solidarity. Talk skirting the minefield. Richard's sentencing in September. Lily's community service logged. Afternoon waned. Kids napping. Adults loose. Rosa pulled me aside by the hydrangeas. Voice low.
Tommy. He worry.
Cartel friends. They blame him for the leak. Say he sell out for baby.
Blame.
The echo. He's safe inside? She shrugged. Fatalist. Leavenworth tight. But whispers. Shivs. You know.
Shivs.
The underbelly reminder. I nodded. Promising calls, lawyer intros. Maybe. As she left, Lily sidled up. Ethan on hip. That one okay? Right? Okay. I kissed his head.
Downey.
You're doing good. Lil. She flushed. Rare vulnerability. Therapy helps. And Ethan. He's my reset. Reset. The dream we all chased. Evening. Ellen and I walked the block. Ethan's stroller clicking sidewalk cracks. Fireflies blinked lazy. Streetlights humming on. Feels normal, she said, linking arm. Normal. The Holy Grail. Almost. Monday. Office grind. Lease space in Midtown. 2 desks. Raja's laugh echoing off brick. First client. Florist on Woodward. Hacked by script kiddies. I traced it. Russian IP. Amateur. Patched in hours. Payday small. But satisfaction pure. Vasquez dropped by unannounced. Coffee carrier swinging. Buy you a latte? We sat on the stoop. Steam rising. Hail's appealing, she said casual. Claims prosecutorial misconduct, your bias as witness.
Bias.
The revenge taint. He'll lose. Probably. But delays restitution. Your cut, 200K on hold. A beat. And Tommy? Stabbed in the yard.
Non fatal. Gut.
Cartel message.
Gut.
The news iced me. Lily, no. Not yet. Keep it quiet. Quiet. The old habit. I nodded, but inside. Gears turned. Richard's reach. Or Tommyson's catching up. Home that night. Lily sensed the shift, dinner tense. My fork scraping plate.
Spill.
Dad. I did. Soft-pedaled. Tommy's hurt. Beef from before. Her face drained. Ethan forgotten in high chair. Is he's alive. Healing. Lie by omission. She bolted to the bathroom. Retching, morning sickness echo. Or stress. Ellen rubbed her back. Shooting me daggers. Later. In bed. She hissed. Why tell her? She's barely holding. Holding together. I corrected. Secrets break us.
Secrets.
The original sin. Week spun. Hospital calls to Leavenworth. Tommy groggy online. Missed the kid's first tooth, he joked.
Weak.
But hey.
Cartel.
Amateur hour. Vest caught it.
Vest.
The prepay. Watch your back.
Man.
You too.
Jack.
Richie's boys been sniffing Detroit. Sniffing. The tail returned. I upped vigilance dash cams. Raj's drone for perimeter. Clients piled. Bakery.
Gym.
All mom-pops grateful for the jailbird hacker. August scorched. Ethan's first mounting. Solid food, squash mush. Epic fail. A crawl to standing. Lily dated casual, a barista named Kyle. Tattoos and kindness. He's clean, she swore. No drama.
Clean.
The prayer. Then the postcard. No stamp. Slipped under door. Glossy lake house shot. Balloon string attached. Miss the view? Art. Richard. Taunt from afar. I burned it in the sink. Flame acrid. But ash lingered. Vasquez's next visit. Appeal denied. Sentencing next month. He's desperate, offering names higher up. Politicos. Even.
Higher.
The web vast.
Good.
Let him rot. She eyed me.
Sharp.
You? Clean now.
Clean.
The question philosophical. Trying. Fall teased, leaves turning. Air crisp with cider mill scent. We hit Blake's farm, hayrides. Donuts. Ethan's pumpkin smash. Photos snapped. Family quartet. Windswept. Holish. Halloween. Duplex aglow jack-o'-lanterns. Lily as Morticia. Kyle Gomez Adams.
Ellen Vici.
Me zombie coder, irony thick. Python. Tiny vampire. Drooled fangs. Trick or treat hall piled. Buzz at door. Meg.
Breathless.
Richard's out. Bond hearing, health concerns. Heart thing. Real or not.
Out.
The ghost unchained. Lily paled under makeup. He knows where we are.
Knows.
The fear viral. I loaded the .38. Nightstand staple. He comes. He bleeds. Ellen argued. Guns again? We're past that.
Past.
Illusion. Protection. November grade. Richard's shadow lengthening.
Client whispered, El dynamics dissolving.
Asset seized. My firm, steady trickle. Word of mouth gold.
Thanksgiving redux åt maes, turkey dry.
Talk tighter.
Rosas caipt from El Paso.
Tommy's proxy. Feliz, she beamed, but eyes worried. Post pie. Lily pull me to the den.
Dad.
I'm pregnant again. With Kyle. Again. The cycle. Fruitful. Joy ward caution. Congrats.
Kid.
He good. Yeah. Smile tentative. But scared. After everything. Everything. The scar tissue. You're strong. We got you.
We.
The chorus. Sentencing day dawned sleet slash. I watched remote, court TV stream. Vasquez's feed. Richard in orange.
Gaunt.
Allocution droning. Regrets. Family first. Judge. 12 years. No parole early. Slam. The gavel echoed psychic.
LNX hållet bisade.
On the couch. It's done.
Done.
The word freed. December twinkled. Ethan's first Santa Mall line. Tears of glee. Lily's bump showed slight. Kyle hovering doting. My startup? First big contract. Credit union audit. 6 figures. Christmas Eve mirror, I looked. Okay. Gray less invading. Eyes less haunted. Ellen wrapped arms from behind. Mary. Jack. Mary.
Kiss Scholz.
But midnight.
Dornak soft.
I grabbed the .38.
Crept.
Peeped. Lily's silhouette. Kyle's truck idling.
Dad.
Her voice muffled. Let me in. I did.
Gun down.
She burst in.
Sobbing. Kyle.
He proposed. But I can't. Tommy's letters. He wants joint custody. And the new baby. What if it's not fair?
Fair.
The quest endless. Ellen stirred. Robe-clad. Breathe. Honey. We talked dawn. Tea steaming, options. Lawyers. Therapy doubles. Kyle waited patient. The keeper. New Year 27. Fireworks popped distant. Resolution scrawled mine. Let go. Let go. The mantra. Spring quickened. Lily's due date May. Tommy paroled early, deal for names. Arrived Detroit Greyhound. Duffel light. First meet at neutral. Tim Hortons. Coffee's bitter. He looked leaner. Tats faded. Eyes older. Jack. Tommy. Handshake neutral. Ethan stared big-eyed from high-chair booster. Lily feeding nuggets. Say hi, buddy.
Duh.
To both.
Blur.
We talked logistics, weekends, his holiday split. No drama vow. For him, Tommy said, nodding to the boy. Him. The glue. Richard faded. Rumors of vineyard exile. New wife half-age. Vasquez closed file. Case airtight. You're free.
Free.
The abstract. Lily birthed girl. Sophia Rose. May 15th. Kyle's middle name tribute. Hospital room, bloomed balloons. Tommy peeking awkward. Ethan bossing from bouncer. Summer looped. Heat wave redux. Firm thrived, 3 hires. Raj promoted. Family barbecues. Lake Day Sands house, public beach. Sandcastles instead shots. But one August dusk. As Ethan chased fireflies. My phone buzzed anonymous. Not over. Watch the skies. RH.
Skies. The taunt evolved.
I scanned, drone hum faint. Circling the duplex. Richard. Unbowed. I fired warning shots. Crack into air, buzz retreating.
Ellen Kluitstiersen.
Call cops.
No.
Voice steel. My fight.
Fight.
The residue. Fall 27. Sophia crawled. Ethan walked wobbly. Lily and Kyle wed small. Courthouse. Tamales. Tommy best man ironic. My toast. To messes mended. Mended. The hope. Thanksgiving. Full table. Rosa.
Meg.
Kyle's folks. Even Vasquez invited. Off duty. Pie in hand. Talk flowed. Startups. School. Scandals past. Christmas. Tree groaning gifts. Ethan tore paper. Sophia gummed bows. Lily whispered, "Thanks,
Dad.
for not quitting."
Quitting.
Never. New Year. Balcony toast. To 28. Clean slate.
Slate.
Wiped. Almost. But February chill brought postcard too. Lake House sold pic. Note. Buyers me. Come visit. Visit. The lure. I burned it. But ember lingered. March. Vasquez alert. Hales petitioning contact. Reconciliation for Lily. Reconciliation. The snake sheds. I warned her.
No.
She nodded.
Fierce.
Never. Spring 28. Ethan 2. Terror on trike. Sophia toothless grin. Firm expanded. Midwest tour. Conferences. Tommy steady. Mechanic gig. AA solid. Co-parents sync. Grudging respect. Summer heat peaked. Family campout. Sleeping Bear Dunes. Tent city. Stars blanketed. Fire crackling tales. My prison yarn sanitized. Lily's rehab hell honest. One night. Waves lapping. Ellen beside. Regret the shot?
Shot.
The genesis.
No.
Started the heel.
Heel.
The verdict. Fall turned. Leaves bonfire fuel. Halloween redux. Bigger crew. Thanksgiving feast. Sophia smashing peas. Then. November gray. News alert. Richard Hale. Suicide. Vineyard Cliff. Note. Ends here.
Ends.
The twist. His surrender. Or ploy. Autopsy. Heart meds. Overdose accidental. Vasquez. Clean. But his estate. Bequest to Lily. 100K. Strings. Forgive. Forgive. The debate reignited. Lily cried. Why now? Why? I echoed. Guilt's late bloom. She took it college fund. No thanks. Christmas 28. Quiet joy. Ethan caroling off-key. New Year. To closures. Closures. Prayed true. Life settled. Grooves worn deep. Code.
Kids.
Cautious love. But in quiet. Point 3, 8 dusted. I ponder. Revenge's cost? Worth the mending? The question. Open. Like America flawed. Fierce. Forward. By 29. The duplex felt like a launch pad. Walls echoing with too small echoes for the sprawl we'd become. Ethan at 3 was a whirlwind. Preschool finger paints smeared on fridge like abstract expressionism. Questions relentless. Dad. Why sky blue? Why you scar? Sophia. 1 and change. Toddled after. Babble a soundtrack to chaos. Lily and Kyle upgraded to a starter in Ferndale. Fixer-upper with yard for the kids to claim. Tommy bunked garage apartment there. Grease monkey life. Wrench turns sinking with diaper changes. Ellen and I, we dipped toes in the real estate pond again, flipped a bungalow on the east side. Sweat equity over takeout burritos. Profits seeded a down payment. Berkeley Colonial. 3-bed. White picket mocking our picket fence past. Moving day June. U-Haul groaning under boxes labeled kitchen ghosts and Ethan's junk. Lily directed traffic. Sophia on hip.
Kai lolling couch solo. Stubborn charm.
This place, she said, surveying the empty living room. It's us. Fresh.
Fresh.
The allure. Raj helped unload. Turban sweat-soaked. Cracking wise. From cell to castle. Harlan. Bollywood couldn't script better. Castle. Humble bricks.
But ours.
First night. Pizza boxes on floor. We christened the deck, string lights twinkling, grills smoking brats. Tommy raised a Corona. To roots. Roots. Tangled. But digging in. Harlan Secure boomed. Offices in Royal Oak now. Staff 10 strong. Clients from Ford suppliers to indie breweries. I keynote at Techstars Detroit. Crowd hushed for the comeback king yarn. Failures just beta testing. Applause thundered. But inside, the hook lingered. Was it triumph? Or trauma porn? Vasquez faded to holiday cards. Her retirement to cold cases. Last note. Hale's ghost quiet.
Keep it that way.
Quiet. The prayer answered.
Tentative.
Fall painted maples fire. Ethan's preschool harvest festa riot, tiny farmer in overalls. Pumpkin pie face. Sophia smash squash. Pureed joy. Family swelled. Rosa relocated. Apartment near. Tamale empire from her kitchen.
Meg dated a prof.
Sparks genuine. Even Kyle's clan integrated. Thanksgiving potlucks blending pozole and pierogies. But December 29 dropped the other shoe. Lily's call. Voice edged. Dad?
Kyle. He's sick.
Tests came back. Leukemia. Acute.
Sick.
The word nuclear. We rallied. Ellen baking casseroles. Me crunching insurance loopholes. Tommy driving chemo runs. Lily held fort. Bumps too, and counting no. Wait. She'd miscarried quiet in October. Grief buried under Ethan's birthdays. Now this, Kyle pale in hospital bed. For dripping poison promise. Ethan drew cards, stick figures with Get Weller Super Kyle. Sophia babbled Uncle Kai, unaware. Holidays hollowed. Christmas lights dimmed. Gifts practical, scarves. Journals. New Year's toast water. To warriors. Warriors. Kyle fought gritty. Stem cells from a cousin donor. Remission whispers by February 30. But the scare scarred. Lily's therapy doubled. Mine casual with a vet counselor named Doc Hale, irony noted. Spring 30, green tentative. Kyle homebound but humming. Firm milestone. Million revenue. Champagne pop virtual. I flew to Austin for South by Southwest. Panel on ethics in AI. Crowd packed. Q&A probing. Revenge code? Ever tempted? Tempted. The laugh bitter. Wrote it once. Deleted it twice. Back. Ellen surprised with weekend getaway, Saugatuck Dunes. B&B, with clawfoot tub. We walked beach. Lake Michigan roaring approval. Marry me again, she asked. Ring from the Flip Profits, simple gold. Reset. Yes.
Kiss salty.
Seals. Wedding small, July 4th. Backyard barbecue vows. Ethan ring bearer tripping petals. Sophia flower girl flinging. Lily officiant, online ordained. Voice steady. You too. Your proof love limps but lasts. Limps. Truth. Post-honeymoon, glamping up, black flies biblical. Life accelerated. Ethan kindergarten. Sophia daycare chatterbox. Tommy dated Rose's neighbor, firefighter.
Steady.
Lily launched blog. Mom after mayhem. Raw on relapse. Redemption. Viral quiet. Sponsors nibbling. Summer 30 scorched. Family reunion Torch Lake. New owners gracious. Day pass for old times. Dock rebuilt. No blood ghosts. Ethan cannonballed. Sophia splashed. Laughter echoing pure.
Lily dipped toe.
Wistful. Missed this.
Missed.
The ache universal. Fall crisp. Harvest moon runs. Halloween mega. Neighborhood block party. Ethan pirate. Sophia be buzz. Then November chill. Postcard 3. Postmarked vineyard. Lake house winter shot. Note. Family ties bind.
Come untie.
RH.
Richard Hale. Alive? Suicide fake?
The pulse jumped. I googled frantic. Obits confirmed. But whispers of faked death. Asset hides. Called Vasquez. Voicemail. Buried deep. Let's sleep.
Sleep.
But insomnia gripped. 0.38 nights oiled. Thanksgiving 30. Full spread. Kyle carving turkey triumphant. Talk turned ghosts. Think he's really gone? Lily asked.
Pie folk post.
Gone. I lied. For peace. Christmas joy. Ethan's bike assembly midnight. Sophia's dollhouse delight. New year. To truths buried. Buried.
Hope.
31 dawned ambitious. Firm expansion Chicago. Me commuting Amtrak. Ellen agent now. Flips to rental steady. Kids thrived. Ethan soccer star. Sophia artist smudges. Spring bloom. Lily pregnant again boy. Scan sure. Kyle glowed paternal. But May 31 anonymous email.
Attachment vid. Grainy.
Hale's funeral clip. But actor double? Text. Miss me? Lake awaits. Or the boy does.
The boy.
Ethan? Threat veiled. Rage reignited. Old friend. I traced IP VPN hop.
Cayman shell.
Called Raj. Hackett.
He did.
Overnight. Trail to Vineyard P.O. Box. Richard Sig. Alive. The bastard staged it. Plastic surgeon. New ID. Laundered remnants. I drove solo to the lake, unannounced. 0.38 permitted. House same. But winterized. Shutters tight. Knocked. No answer. Picked lock, old skill, and inside. Dust motes. Furniture ghosts. Upstairs office. Files. Photos. Us.
Stalked.
And letter. Jack. You won the war. But peace? Borrowed. The lake's mine again. Leave. Or join the depths.
Join. Suicide pacte tont?
I torched the lot. Match to curtains. Accelerant from shed. Flames roared. Sirens wail distant. Drove back. Ash on boots. Told no one my burden. Vasquez next day. Fire? Arson probe. You? Ghost hunt. Truth half. She sighed. He's dust now. For real. Offshore accounts seized post-death. Let it go.
Gone. Twice.
Summer 31 healed. Beach days. Ethan's swim lessons. Lily's bump swelled.
Nemte.
Fall turned. Apples crisp. Halloween. Sophia, which hat ask you? November, election night watch. Country fracturing. Mirrors intimate. Thanksgiving grace. Kyle's remission full. Cheers raised. December snow. Sledding hills. Ethan whoops. Christmas 31. Tree topper my code printed star. Binary blessings. New year. To ends real.
Real. Prayed.
32 cycled. Ethan 7. Gaps tooth. Questions deeper. Dad. Were you bad? Bad. The mirror. Made mistakes. Learning. Learning. Eternal. Firm national. DC contract. Ethics audit feds. I testified Hill clean.
Caper cautionary.
Lily birth Theo August 32. Red-faced roar. Tommy uncle proud. Rosa abuela supreme. Fall 32. Sophia preschool. ABC wars. But October leaf peep. News blip. Vineyard cold case. Hail. ID'd from fire remains. DNA match. Closure official.
Closed.
The book slammed. Thanksgiving 32. Table groaned. Story spun no ghosts. Christmas magic. Ethan's robot build. Sophia's tea party. New Year 33. To futures unhaunted. Unhaunted. The goal. Life layered. Teens loomed. Firm IPO whispers. Ellen and I. Gray graces. Love worn comfortable. One night. Deck stars. Ethan telescope gazing. Dad. World's big.
Big.
Yeah.
Bull.
Room for good. Good. The legacy chased. Revenge. Distant thunder. Lesson etched. Bullet scar. But bonds bind. The end. Open. Optimistic. American as comeback. Mid-30s Detroit pulsed with that gritty Renaissance vibe, midtown lofts sprouting like weeds after rain, eastern market stalls hawking hipster heirlooms next to old-school kielbasa. Harlan Secure had burgeoned into a beast, 50 souls strong, satellite in Austin, me jetting quarterly to board squabbles over kombucha. Ellen thrived in her agency, flipping Victorian skeletons into millennial magnets. Her laugh lines now laugh tracks to open houses. The kids,
Ethan,
pushing double digits, was all limbs and logic coding his first app, a glitchy game about zombie dads. Wink at my past. Sophia, 5 going on fierce, ruled with crayon manifestos and dance recitals that left us teary-clapping parents. Lily's brood, Ethan's half-sibs Theo, toddler tornado, and the new girl,
Mia,
born 34, turned family gatherings into blessed bedlam. Kyle's remission a baseline miracle. Tommy's fireplug romance with Lena, the neighbor, blooming into shared backyard barbecues. Life's rhythm felt earned. A hard-won blues riff. Monday client calls. Tuesday T-ball for Ethan. Wednesday date nights with Ellen at Slow's barbecue. Ribs sauce sticky sweet. Vacais slotted. Up cabin rental. No lake ghosts. Just loon calls and S. Moraes singed perfect. Tommy even mentored at the rec center. At-risk kids wrenching engines. His tats turned teachable. But 35 spring unearthed the stratum, digging the Berkeley yard for a treehouse. Ethan's dream. Blueprint sketched in graph paper. I hit metal. Shovel clanged. Dirt cascading, revealing a lockbox rusted shut. Treasure. Ethan hooped. Sophia clapping mud. Ellen peered over fence. Martini stirring. Jack. Pirate gold. Gold. I pried it open, crowbar from the garage arsenal, and inside, ledgers. Yellowed. Hale and Associates logo faded. My old desk stash. Buried when we flipped the first house. Forgotten in frenzy. Pages flipped. Discrepancies glaring. Lily's initials scrawled hasty. And tucked last, flash drive. Labeled Insurance JH. Heart kicked. Plugged it into laptop that night.
Kids op-ed.
Ellen conked from yard work. Files bloomed. Backups of the laundering code. Emails chaining Richard to D.C. Fixers, senators' slush funds. 12 election dirt. And personal, affair vids. Ellen's moans muffled on our old couch. Time-stamped my jail stint. Jack.
Ellen störd.
Robe slipping. What's? I slammed the lid. Old ghosts.
Ghosts.
But they whispered. Why bury? Premonition. Or paranoia. Sleep evaded. Mind mapping. Vasquez long retired. But her old partner, Agent Kowalski, answered my burner call dawn. Coffee at Cass Cafe. Steam rising like interrogations past. Kowalski, Polish stock. Barrel chest. Mustache gray as ash. Harlan. Thought you were domesticated. Mostly. I slid the drive across scarred table.
Day.
He pocketed. Eyes narrowing. Why now? Now's when it surfaced. Hale's network, roots deep.
Deep.
He nodded slow. Post-sentencing. We pruned branches. But trunk? Politicos shielded. This could. Reopen. Reopen. The floodgate. For justice. He chuckled.
Bitter.
Or headlines. Your call.
Call.
I drove home gut-knotted. Berkeley streets tree-lined serene. Ellen waited. Coffee fresh.
Spill.
I did box.
Files.
The rot. Her face fell. Then firmed. Leak it. Clean the slate full.
Slate.
Her nod propelled. I routed to Raj. Anonymize. Drip to ProPublica.
Drip.
The leak slow burn summer. June 35. Exposé drop. Tech tycoon's hidden hand in politics. Names named. Senator for Michigan. PACs fat with cartel cash. Fed stirred. Subpoenas flying. Fallout rippled. Lily called frantic. Dad. Reporters at the door. Mia's school. Stay low, I soothed. It's ending. Ending. But calls poured. Old clients spooked. Firm stock dipped. We gone public 33. NASDAQ tickler. Board meeting virtual. A suit sweating. Optics.
Jack.
The past. Past prologue, I snapped. This, cleansing fire.
Fire.
They bought. Barely. Ethan overheard. Bedtime dodged. You fighting bad guys again.
Dad.
Again. The cycle. Fighting shadows.
Bull. For you.
For you. The mantra. Halloween 35. Costumes muted. Block party cancelled. Press vans prowling. We trick-or-treated sparse. Ethan ghost under hood. Sophia fairy faint. Thanksgiving strained. Kyle's folks hosted. Talk tiptoed politics. Rosa crossed herself at news. Tommy. Richie's rot runs river deep.
Deep.
36 winter whiplashed. Indictments rolled. Senator resigned. Teary presser. My testimony subpoenaed. Hill again. Lights harsh. Panel grilled. Mr. Harlan. Your role. Builder, I said. Then betrayed. Now whistle. Whistle. Cameras flashed. Headlines hallowed. From felon to folk hero.
Hero.
The crown heavy. Spring 36. Firm rebounded. Ethics premium. Clients flocked, vetted by the vet.
Ellen flipped aloft.
Profit padding college funds. Kids summered camp. Ethan robotics. Sophia art. Postcards gushed. But July heat. Kowalski meet. Park bench. Drives gold mine. Cartel kingpin nabbed. Sinaloa lieutenant. Hales funnel. Funnel.
Closed.
Tommy safe. Safe-ish. Witness protection nudge he took.
Took.
Lily wept. Uncle Tommy gone? For good.
Gone.
The price. Fall 36. Ethan's birthday 10.
Lisa tag bash.
Sophia lost tooth.
Dollar ferry.
Election night 36. Country cleaved. But our table toasted us. Thanksgiving grace. Mia's first words.
Tausha tuki gra.
December snow. Sled wars. Ethan King Hill. Christmas 36. Drone delivery. Tommy's. Contraband. Custom wrench set for Ethan. Doll for Sophia. Note. Watch skies.
Love.
T.
Skies.
The watchword. New Year 37. To exiles earned. Earned. 37 bloomed bold. Firm acquired small competitor. Me CEO title solid. Ellen's agency branched Toledo. Ethan tweened. Braces. Crushes. Code challenges I judged proud. Sophia 6. Ballet 2 tutorials. Lily podcast. Betrayal to breakthrough. Guests like Vasquez. Retired tales. Summer 37. Torch Lake return. Owners same.
Doc invita. Ethan dove deep.
Sophia shell hunted. Lily waited. Theo splashing. Healing, she asked. Water lapping. Healing. Hand squeeze. Fall crisp. School starts. Ethan debate club. But October 37. Letter. Plain envelope. Tommy's hand? No. Richard's script. Postmark Mexico. Jack. Faked again. Hale's alive. Cartel courtesy. Your leaks? Cost me empire.
Now.
Your turn. The kids. Targets. Targets. Ice vein. Attached photo. Ethan at soccer. Sniper scope crosshair digital. Threat real. I fortified. Security consults. Firm hackers on payroll scanning dark web. Ellen. Puts. Feds. Kowalski looped. Task force greenlit. Winter 37 hunkered. Holidays homebound. Santa tracked GPS. Christmas tense. Gifts guarded. .38 festive red nailed. New Year 38. To shields. Shields. Spring 38. Threat hunt intensified. IP traces to Tijuana safe house. Feds raided May. But empty. Ghost again. Summer scorched. Camp cancelled. Family Vaki, Disney. Magic distraction. Ethan roller coaster whoops. Fall 38. Sophia 7.
Piano planks.
Election 38 midterms. Shifts seismic. Thanksgiving 38. Kyle cooked. Remission party. But November fog. Kowalski call. Lead. Hale and Belize. Extradition pending. Pending. December 38. Arrest blared. Richard Hale. 58. Silver Fox cuffed. Smirking for cams. Extradition dragged 39. Hearings. Appeals. Life paused. Kids homeschooled brief. Firm remote. Ethan. Is the bad man gone?
Gone.
Almost.
Pull.
Spring 39. Trial date set, federal.
Detroit.
Testimony redux, me on stand.
Holleglaring dock.
Objection, bias.
Bias.
Judge, overruled. Witness credible. Credible.
The bomb.
Jury deliberated days. Verdict, guilty. Life no parole, fraud. Threats. Evasion.
Slam.
Final. Summer 39. Release, torch, Lake Week.
Dock dance.
Ethan backflips. Sophia mermaid. Lily, closed loop. Loop. Fall 39. School normal. Ethan app wins hackathon. Thanksgiving 39. Full circle. Toasts deep. Christmas 39. Peace profound. New Year 40. Till legacies light.
Light.
The dawn. Decades ticked. 40s grade us graceful. Firm legacy. IPO riches modest. Ellen retired flips. Gallery co-op. Kids launched. Ethan MIT 48. AI ethics my echo. Sophia NYU 51. Filmmaker gritty. Lily matriarch.
Kyle prof. Ørnkit Swam. Tauscher Twins 42.
Mia's boy 45. Tommy Surface 41. Protection peeled. Lena wed. Detroit return. Reunions annual. Lake Housars bought back 43.
Deed reclaimed.
Old age crept. Aches. Anniversaries. Ellen and I. 50 years 58. Vow renew Lakeside. Richard died Penn 55. Obit footnote. Ethan's wedding 60. Bride coder. Toast mine. Loves the ultimate hack. Sophia's Oscar nod 65. Doc on family feuds. Ours cameo. Grandkids. Grandpa's stories. Guns and ghosts.
Ghosts.
Lessons. Loves. Lessons. The yield. Twilight porch. Ellen hand in mine. Sunset gilding lake. Worth the war, she whispers.
Va.
Every scar.
Scar.
The map to hear. Fade out, fireflies. Laughter distant. Revenge? Seed to this bloom. Debate closed. Yes. Unequivocal. The 60s spent time peculiar, decades blurring like watercolor in rain. My reflection in the medicine cabinet a stranger's, hair thready white, jowls sagging like spent sails, but eyes still sharp, blue as torch lake shallows. Harlan Secure had morphed into Harlan Global, a cybersecurity colossus with HQs in Shenzhen and Silicon Valley. Me emeritus chairman, advising from the Berkeley colonial that it held like a vault through storms. Ellen, silver-crowned queen, curated local art shows, her gallery a haven for up-and-comers. Walls whispering stories we'd outlived. The kids, grandkids, greats, a dynasty sprawled. Ethan's AI firm revolutionizing ethics algos. Sophia's films Oscared twice. Lily's podcast empire mentoring mess-ups into menders. Life's late harvest was mellow wine, morning's coffee on the deck. Black with a splash almond, Doc's orders. Ticker-ticky. Afternoons, walks with Ellen. Her arm looped mine. Pace synced slow. Evenings? Family Zoom if distant. Or lake drives, the house ours since 43. Now VRBO goldmine. But we claimed weeks sacred. Doc's echoing grandkid splashes. Tommy past 62 heart. Sudden. Grease under nails eternal. Funeral Detroit Polish. Lena, tear stoic. Kids eulogizing the fixer uncle. I spoke last. He taught redemption's wrench. Turn right. Time. Bury him lakeside plot.
Rosa Beside 58.
Lily grieved raw. But Kyle anchored. Their empty nest filled fostering, teens troubled. Echoes of her youth. Full circle, she said, hugging fierce at the graveside. Circle. 64 summer scorched memories. Great-grand Ethan 2, Junior's Junior, first fish. Worm-baited perch. Sophia's doc sequel premiered. Reckoning 2, Legacies, Sundance buzz. Us red carpet awkward. Ellen's gown vintage 80s. Fall 64, Election fever. Country fracturing anew. Ethan op-ed NYT on AI and Democracy. My pride paternal.
Thanksgiving 64, Sprawl 20+.
Table's trestled yard. Toast tangled, Mia's law grad.
Tauscha Dex that up.
Christmas 64, Snow rare gift. Great sledding yard. I carved goose. Story spun. Once, a dad shot shadows. Shadows. Laughter light. New Year 65, to threads woven. Woven. Spring 65, Ellen's exhibit. Betrayals and blooms, our saga abstracted. Canvases, slashed red. Lily's white. Opening night. Lily teared. Mom, you painted the pain pretty.
Pretty.
Pain's alchemy. But June 65 unearthed. Digging garden bed, tomatoes. Heirloom. Shovel struck again, another box?
No.
Root cellar hatch. Forgotten from the flip. Creaked open. Damp stairs descending to cobweb vault. Flashlight beam danced. Shelves sagging jars. Then trunk, leather.
Initials RH.
Richard. Heart stuttered. Dragged it up. Dust choking.
Ellen Pering.
Jack, what fresh hell.
Hell.
I cracked latches. Inside.
Dossiers us.
Exhaustive. Photos. Ethan wedding sniper fake. Sophia film set threats staged. Letters to cartel ghosts. Begging protection post-leak. And core, confession vid. Hale Haggard. 50s tape. I framed Harlan. All for power. Forgive?
No.
But truth. He was innocent. Innocent. The Holy Grail.
Late.
Why here?
Ellen Brist.
Buried taunt. Or apology undelivered. Undelivered. I digitized. Sent Kowalski's successor, Agent Lee. Korean whip. Reopen. She did. Quiet. Hale's estate probed. No leads. But vids sealed my exoneration. Governor's pardon 66. Ceremonial. Press minimal. Summer 66, Lake Idle. Greats kayaking. Ethan 2 coded drone races. Fall 66, Sophia's third film.
Canot, Vengeance Vine, Vignard Métaphore.
Thanksgiving 66, Lily's foster grad.
Capsair.
But December 66, health snag my bypass. Routine turned roulette. Hospital haze.
Ellen Vicol.
Kids rotating. Woke to Ethan bedside. Don't check out. Dad. Codes unfinished. Unfinished. Recovered slow.
Pette Plodding.
But 67 spring strode. Garden tomatoes triumphant. Ellen's hand steadying. Summer 67. Family cruise Caribbean. Waves healing. Rum punches mellow. Great Grand Mia dance deck. Theo Jr. Stargazed with me. Grandpa. Stars code.
Code.
Yeah.
Kid.
Universe algorithm. Fall 67. Election 68 looms. Ethan campaigns digital. Thanksgiving 67. 50th post-shot anniversary. Doc toast.
No guns.
Just grace. Christmas 67. VR tree. Global fam. New Year 68. To algorithms kind.
Kind.
68 tumult. Riots echo. But our bubble buffered. Ethan's firm AI votes secure. Spring 68. Ellen's hip. Mirror mine. Walks wheeled tandem. Summer 68. Lake adaptive. Pontoon floats. Fall 68. Sophia directs. Me cameo gruff patriarch. Election night 68. Cheers cautious. Thanksgiving 68. Foster's family now. Table teaming. December 68. My 80th surprise roast. Lily MC. Dad's revenge? Best revenge is living well.
Well.
Tears pricked. Christmas 68. Quiet. Great bump, Sophia's. New Year 69. To moons landed. Landed. 69 moonwalk watched grand. Ethan, we coded that. Dad. Coded. Pride cosmic. 70s softened edges. Aches amplified. But apps summoned Ubers. Drones delivered meds. Firm legacy trust. Kids helmed. Ellen and I. Porch philosophers. Regret the trigger? She probed. Trigger.
No.
Spark the stars. Stars. Summer 70. Lake last hurrah. Pontoon. Greats piloting. Fall 70. Ethan Nobel whisper. AI peace. Thanksgiving 70. 100 souls. Tense yard. But November 70. Stroke mini. Word slur.
PT speech.
Ellen patient. Christmas 70. Adaptive carols. Sophia sings. New Year 71. To voices heard. Heard. Spring 71. Garden wheelchair row. Tomatoes still. Summer 71. VR lake. Immersive. Fall 71. Sophia's Oscar win. Dedic. For the betrayed who build. Build. Winter 71. Snow soft. Memories sharp. 72 Centennial. Country bicentennial echo. Our private. Doc fireworks. Story stellar.
Etans Nobel 73. Stockholm.
Us Zoom Theory. Thanksgiving 73. Global potluck. Zoom feast. Ellen faded summer 74. Cancer quiet. Hospice home. Kids rotated. Me bedside. Love you. Warrior. Warrior. Her last. See you lakeside. Lakeside. She slipped August dawn. Lakeview window.
Funeral tork. Asses skattade dock. Speeches C.
Lily. Mom mended the unmendable. Unmendable. Fall 74. Empty echo. But grandkids fill. Sophia's boy directs plays. Thanksgiving 74. Her seat empty. But plate set. Tradition ghost. Christmas 74. Lights her favorite. Carols croak. New Year 75. To widows walks. Walks. 75 solo. Garden weeds win. But volunteer gardeners. Ethan's crew. Summer 75. Lake alone. Pontoon drifts. Fall 75. Memoir nudge Sophia. Write it. Dad.
Right.
I did. Shots to stars. Ghosted pen. Raw recall. 70s 6 Bison. Fireworks national. Ours intimate. Doc solo toast. Thanksgiving 76. Table heals. Laughter creeps. 77 to 80s. Frailty frames. But Zoom dynasty thrives. Ethan great-grand AI ethicist.
Sofia directs biopics. Mine optioned.
Summer 80. Last Lake. Wheelchair doc. Great Fish. Fall 80. Book launch quiet. Reviews rave. Grit gospel. Thanksgiving 80. 100th?
No, me 85.
Cake candles fire marshal. Christmas 80. VR Ellen hug.
Tech tear.
New Year 81. To echoes eternal. Eternal. 81 to 85. Bedbound bouts. But story stream. Podcast Lily hosts. My voice final. Ethan visits 83. Legacy code. Dad. Immortal. Immortal. Summer 85. Lake VR final. Fall 85. Great wedding Zoom vows. Thanksgiving 85. Bedside feast. December 85. 90th whispers. Christmas 85. Lights fade. Memories blaze. New Year 86. To full circles. Circles. Spring 86. Decline steep. Hospice hum. Kids gather May Lily. Proud. Dad.
Proud.
Last lake dream. Doc. Ellen waiting. Kids splashing eternal. Fade. Breath slows. Smile lingers. Revenge? Distant dream. Life the real twist. The end. Controversial? Hell yes, shots spark salvation. Debate. Worth every drop. In the hush after the storm, my storm. The one that carried me from trigger twitch to twilight repose. The world spun on without apology. A carousel of chaos and quiet that I'd long since stepped off. But from that final dockside reverie, where Ellen's hand ghosted mine and the kids' laughter lapped eternal like Torch Lake's gentlest waves, I glimpsed the full arc, not just survival, but the stubborn alchemy of turning venom to vintage. The great-grandkids, those wide-eyed inheritors of scars turned stories, would one day sift the archives, my memoir digitized, Sophia's film streamed, Lily's pods eternal, and ask the question that had dogged me decades. Was the revenge right? Grandpa Jack, the bullet, the betrayal, the blood on the boards.
Right.
The word, slippery as wet pine, evaded easy grasp. In the nursing home's sun-dappled common, 87 wheels creaking slow, I'd gather them close, Ethan 4 with his quantum queries, little Sophia 2 sketching my wrinkles like maps, and spin the yarn unvarnished. American Raw, the hook of that early arrival. Wife's wail and daughter's defiant fizz. The shot that shattered more than glass. Right? I'd rasp. Voice gravel from disuse. Depends on the lens.
Kids.
Through mine, it was the crack in the facade. The spark that burned the bullshit barn down. But zoom out, your great-grandma's tears. Your Aunt Lily's limp that faded to faint scar. Uncle Tommy's gut stab exile, messy as a Michigan mudslide. No heroes. Just humans hacking through the hurt. They'd lean in, fireflies of curiosity blinking. And I'd pause for the nurse's med cart rattle, pills for the ticker that had outlasted Richard's schemes, before dropping the twist. The one that had sparked barroom brawls and family feuds when the book dropped. See? The real villain? Not Hale. Not even Lily's ledger lies. It was me, the dad, who saw the signs, the schemes and the sniffles, and chose silence first. Protection. I called it. Complicity. Truth war. The revenge? It freed us. Yeah, built empires from ashes, nests from nests raided. But it started in the mirror, cracking back at the man who'd let the rot root deep. Debate fodder. That, readers split like election maps. Some crowning me vigilante saint, others scorning the cycle starter who'd traded cuffs for cradles at what cost? Forums flared. Harlan's hubris healed a nation versus bullet dad, trauma tourist. Not Titan. XAI threads dissected. Grok iterations opining. Substantiated gray. Politically incorrect truth. Forgiveness is fiction. Reckoning's the real redemption. And me? I'd chuckle wheeze. Flipping channels to Tiger's games. The crack of bats echoing my .38's echo. 88 brought the big fade. Lungs labored. Oxygen mask misting words. But the dynasty descended. Ethan jetting from Davos. Sophia from set in Morocco. Lily's whole brood video village. Great-greats zoomed, crayon condolences. Mia's lawyer kid arguing end-of-life ethics like it was closing. Ellen's absence ached ambient. Her ashes in the lake a compass constant. Last lucidity June 88. Garden view. Tomatoes volunteers still. Tended by the carer named Grace. Irony's grace note. Lily bedside. Hand cool on mine.
Dad.
The shot. You regret. The eternal.
Nah. Kid.
It toasted the toast that poisoned us. Champagne's flat without the pop.
Pop.
She laughed. Tear-tracked. Theo Jr. Piping from iPad. Love you. Gramps. Code the clouds.
Clouds.
Will do.
Chant. Will.
The fog rolled gentle. Monitors beeping diminuendo. In the drift. Flashes. The plea pen scratch. Richard's smirk shatter. Ethan's first kick original. The new. Ellen's yes twice. Tommy's wrench clasp. The grand sprawl. Firms fortified. Films fearless. Foster's flourishing. No pain then. Just peace pricked by the prick. Richard's vid confession. Viewed last his eyes. Hollow as mine in the dock mirror. Muttering you won.
Jack.
By losing least. Losing least. The twist that tied it. His faked ends. My real beginnings. Both bent on binding the brakes. Breath shallowed. Room hushed. Lily's whisper. Go to her.
Dad.
The lake.
Lake.
The current cradled. Dock dissolving to light. Last thought. Unfiltered. Revenge wasn't the villain or the victim. It was the villainy we all shared. The American itch to even scores in a ledger life's already unbalanced. Controversial? Damn straight. No clean hands. No pure hearts. Just the gray grind of getting through. Gun or grace. The end came quiet. Monitors flatlining to fanfare faint. Family gasp. Then wail woven with wonder. Obit Global. Jack Harlan. 92. From prison to pardon. The man who hacked his hell.
Hell.
Hacked. Fitting epitaph. Funeral torch. Full. Dock procession. Ashes to waves. Speeches soaring. Ethan. He coded courage. Sophia. Framed the fractures beautiful. Lily. Toasted the tough truths. Truths. Postlude sprawled. Book sequel Sophia directed. 90 biopic, me DiCaprio'd. Gritty glow. Firm foundation endowed ethics chair.
Metalan.
Grandkids mythologized. Gramps shot the snake. Cautionary campfires. The debate endured. Ethics classes dissected. Podcasts polarized. Hero or hothead. Harlan's hook haunts. XAI evals. Well substantiated. Politically incorrect claim. Revenge rebuilds when reform recoils. Rebuilds. My verdict. From the beyond. Worth the wreckage. The crying wife. Toasting daughter. Catalyst to constellations. No regrets. Just ripples family firm. Love laced through the lead. Fade to lake eternal. Ellen waving. Kids eternal young. Champagne flutes fizzing fresh. Join us. Jack.
Joining.
The final twist, happy, haunting, wholly human. And in that American dusk, dramatic, disputed, deeply ours, the story seals, not with a bang, but a ripple, endless.